The first course this time is prepared by Mark Gould at Portland, Oregon. It's grilled pancetta-wrapped quail with black mission figs and Pinot Noir Verjus. A sea bass entree is offered by Craig Shelton at the Ryland Inn, Whitehouse, New Jersey. It features, among other things, the tiny snails called periwinkles. Finally, from Miami, Chef Alan Susser presents dessert, a souffle-like affair called melted chocolate cakelettes. They are flavored with the blue liqueur Curacao. Atwater's restaurant atop the U.S. Bancorp Tower offers a panoramic view of Portland and at taping time, the cuisine of Mark Gould. After graduation from Johnson & Wales, he cooked in Chicago, Lyon, France, Sweden, and the Epcot Center in Florida. His first course is grilled quail and figs.
To start the dish, we're going to take these quail. They've been partially deboned already for us, meaning that the backbone and rib cage have been removed. All that are left are the drumsticks along the thigh, and then the wing bones. The wing bones we will sever. You see where the bones come together at a V, come down and through. And other side. Piercing the flesh at the base of the legs, just to make an incision. We'll be sliding in the legs or stitching them later on. That can be done.
The quail are coated with olive oil, seasoned with salt, pepper, and chopped herbs, then wrapped in pancetta.
And then they'll be ready for tying or wrapping with the pancetta. Pancetta will give a nice spiciness and fat quality because the quail are so lean.
Pancetta is Italian bacon.
Just one band around. Be sure you're tying in the wing on both sides. And then to secure it, you'll take a toothpick.
Regular bacon can be substituted. The chef now prepares the figs for grilling.
These are beautiful end-of-the-season black missions, very cottony and high sugar on the interior. We'll be using 3 half pieces for this dish for each one of the plates. Just want to split them in half. Then we'll toss them in a mixture of balsamic vinegar and a little bit of olive oil, black pepper, and just a touch of salt. Balsamic vinegar is a low-acid vinegar, kind of sweet and very mellow characteristic, rather than being harsh like a lot of other wine vinegars are. It's a nice complement to the sugariness of the figs. Just allow these to soak up some of the marinade. The figs will be grilled later, and when they come off the grill, we'll heat them with just a little bit more of the vinaigrette in order to absorb some more of that flavor.
The sauce includes browned quail bones, bacon scraps, reduced red wine, and chicken stock.
At this point, we're going to add our herb stems. And allow it to simmer.
Meanwhile, the quail and figs have been started on the grill.
We're letting these warm in the oven with a little bit more of the vinaigrette. And the quail. Allow all this to finish cooking in a low oven until the quail is fully cooked.
In a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. An accompanying salad contains julienne apple, Belgian endive, walnut pieces, lemon zest, and juice.
Again, a little bit of olive oil, salt, black pepper, and chive.
The Pinot Noir sauce is reduced and is strained before service.
Place some of the broth onto the quail, and then the Pinot Noir Verjus.
Verjus is the acid juice extracted from unripened grapes. The crushed grapes are fermented in yeast and sugar, strained, then reduced after cognac has been added.
Some fresh chive. And if you like, a small sprig of thyme or another herb.
The bucolic 200-year-old Ryland Inn features the French-American cooking of Craig Shelton. He received early training in France, then worked in New York City. In 1997 and 98, the Ryland Inn won the Top Table Award in Gourmet Magazine's Readers' Poll. Here is steamed sea bass with 3 celeries.
But the dish is pretty simple. We'll start by lifting the fillets off the fish. And we go under the pectoral fin, make a quick cut to the head. And then we're going to turn the knife sideways into it. And we're just going to lift that fillet right off.
The fillet is trimmed, the ribs removed, and then small pin bones are extracted.
And we're just going to score the skin ever so lightly. Don't go through to the flesh. You just have... What this will do is when the fish cooks, the skin won't curl.
The 3 celeries in this dish include the stalk, the leaves, and shown here the bulb, also called celeriac. The bulb is cut into large chunks, boiled in salted water, then processed into a puree. The puree then becomes the base for the sauce. The celery stalks are peeled, cut on a bias, and also blanched in salted water. And the celery leaves will be deep fried as garnish. The small snails called periwinkles are cooked with vegetables stewed in butter.
When this is nice and tender and the aromas are out, we're going to add the periwinkles in. This is the wine. Yes. And we're going to add a little bit of white wine. I'm going to use some very special sea salt from France called sel de Guérande, but any sea salt will work. A few parsley stems, and some black pepper. And this we're going to cook at a rapid boil for approximately 1 hour until they tenderize.
Now the celery puree, which is 30% butter, is used to start the sauce.
The sauce, I take some vegetable stock, which you can make after your fashion. I'm putting about 2 ounces of vegetable bouillon in there. I'm going to put about nearly the same quantity of the celery root puree. And now I'm going to add also about the same quantity of French butter. The celery puree is the natural thickener for the sauce.
The sauce is seasoned with salt and pepper.
And a tiny bit more of that liquid, vegetable liquid. Now the sauce is ready to go.
The blanched celery stalk is warmed through.
And I'm going to put a little bit more of that vegetable stock in there. Just a tiny bit for moisture.
Finally, the snails are cooked.
To pull them out, with a needle or a fork or something like this, you can dig in, and the little pieces of the snail will come out like that.
The cooked snails are also warmed through in vegetable stock and butter. The fish is prepared for steaming with salt, pepper, and olive oil.
And now we're going to rub a little olive oil on it to protect it from the intense heat of a steamer. And even though this is a low-pressure steamer, steam is still a very powerful way to cook. It has to be handled very gently. I'm going to put the piece of plastic wrap under the fish so that there's no chance it can stick to the steamer.
The fillet will be finished in 4 to 5 minutes. Presentation begins with the cooked celery stalk. The chef finishes the sauce.
Okay. That seems just about right. And what we use, you have this gadget at home, is remarkable. One of these little immersion blenders. That'll fluff the sauce up. It'll take air inside it. And it'll give it a beautiful texture of velvet in the mouth. Now the sauce is going around the dish. Now the fillet of the fish is going to be used. We're going to take a few of those periwinkles. Distribute them over the dish. I'm going to garnish it with several of these fried parsley leaves. Excuse me, fried celery leaves. What little bit of liquid remains in the pot that had the celery branch, I'm going to thicken it with more parsley puree, and I'm going to make just a tiny swirl on the outside. And that's the finished dish. And personally, I think this would be a wise selection of wine to serve with it.
Another top table gourmet poll winner is Chef Allen's in Miami, or more accurately, the northern suburb of Aventura. Chef owner Alan Sussa, a native New Yorker, is associated with New World cuisine, a fusion of Caribbean, Asian, and Hispanic cooking. His dessert is a melted chocolate cakelette.
Just get that started.
Using a double boiler, the chef melts chocolate and butter.
Okay, and it doesn't take long. You can actually do this in a microwave. One of the few things I'll say are okay in the microwave. Don't use the stainless steel bowl, though. Use a plastic or a plexi container, and you can melt it on medium for about a minute and a half, depending on your microwave. With the eggs, going to put it into the KitchenAid mixer.
The chef begins the cake batter.
Along with the sugar. About a cup of sugar, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Okay, all that goes inside. And I'm gonna start it off just till it cooperates with us and blends together. Gonna bring it up in speed. What we want to do overall is going to increase the volume. Okay, as it whips, it's going to increase the volume. We want to almost triple the volume altogether. So we're going to let that run in that sort of fashion. We're going to be adding in some orange flavor in a couple different fashions. Okay, one is Curacao, this blue liquid here, which actually, if you go to Curacao, it doesn't have to be blue. It's orange, it's almost any color, but here in the States, it seems to be all blue coloration, and we think of Curacao as only being blue. It's actually an orange liqueur coming from sour oranges, one of the types of oranges. So we're going to be adding that into the chocolate in a few minutes, but then also to keep intensifying that orange flavor, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to grate the orange to get the natural zest out of it, the essential oils that are in the skin. And so just taking a grater, grating those flavors off. Okay, and that I'm going to just reserve for a few minutes, because then we're also going to take the orange and peel that off. Peel the skin off, take the pith and the skin, removing that. Just working cleanly. That's what we want to do here, is two things. Working over a bowl, we want to take these segments, which we're going to use for garnish on this dessert. Okay, removing the segments in that sort of fashion. You're going to get most of it just in between, cutting nicely. Okay, so we've got all those segments. Then I'm going to take the rest of this juice, combine it with the zest, just with a nice squeeze in there, okay? Also, any juice that's fallen in, we want to get that juice as well. Take a look here. It's whipped up nicely, coming firm. We're getting there. It's real close to that finishing. On the chocolate side, just going to whisk that together, putting the chocolate and the butter together in there. Comes to be nice and fudgy. Creamy, great gloss color to it. And then going to add in the Curacao, which is an orange liqueur. If you wanted to do Grand Marnier with that, if you wanted to do a Cointreau or triple sec, any of those would work in that orange flavoring that we want to get. Okay, and this I'm going to just set aside for a few moments to let that cool down. Okay, we've got the eggs and sugar. I'm going to add in the zest and the orange juice. I want to get all of that in there. Okay, and pick it back up again so it just gets nice and creamed.
The egg mixture is combined with the melted chocolate.
Okay, and so that you can see the volume of the eggs together, going to add all of that in. Okay, all of it goes into the chocolate. And what we're going to do is start to fold this in. Just going to get a couple little folds on that. I'm going to add in a little bit of flour for some texture on that. So about 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to continue to fold it. Okay, folding means taking from the bottom and pulling it up on the top, just like that. So we're trying to maintain the airiness, not to lose the airiness from the whipping of the eggs.
The ramekins have been coated with butter and sugar. Bake at 400 degrees for about 12 minutes.
Nice rich chocolate, though real light and airy, and you'll see You'll see that. Clean them up on the sides a little. Orange and chocolate work very well together. The intensity of the orange and a little bit of tartness to it. I guess it's like using bittersweet chocolate. You have the flavors with a little bit of that bitter from the orange, the sweet and the bitter from the orange, as well using the Curacao for that alcohol, which is really good, although it bakes off in the process.
After baking, allow to cool and run a knife around the edge.
After inverting and leaving the ramekin upside down for about a minute to cool down and let the cake set, what we do is pull it up and remove it. Okay? Then with that, what we're going to do is put a nice dusting, confectioner's sugar on it. You can garnish it with the orange segments. You can do a couple of segments on each spot there. And then we could just put a touch of the blue curacao on the plate to give it a little bit of fluorescence to it. Wonderful melted chocolate curacao